Swag Quest Secrets. Woo! Yeah, I'm doing a bit of a season 1 recap. I'm gonna call it Swag Quest Secrets because that's funny, even though there's no secrets. This is just kind of gonna be a commentary of all the shit, basically. But yeah, that's all. So yeah, we'll start with season 1, episode 1. Swag Quest season 1, episode 1. It begins. It certainly begins. Originally the title's entire style was different. I fixed that to be more in line with the new stuff. But otherwise, simple episode, just kind of like, hey, look, it's a quag, hee hee, funny, messy room, and look, something stupid on TV. And then the bathroom gag happens, and I'm not sure if I did the bathroom gag again. I might have, but I can't recall at the moment. So yeah, I throw them, and really there aren't any secrets to it. See a bunch, the place is generally a mess, and I just kind of flop. Alright, Season 1, Episode 2, the series review. Really, this was just more shitposting. I'm pretty sure it was recorded close to the exact same fucking day Season 1, Episode 1 was uploaded. If I recall, it was the case. But, yeah, it's just a general, like, whole joking review of Fossil Fighters. Hilariously, this happened before Jaden's video, so it actually predates it in terms of Fossil Fighters content on YouTube that did somewhat well. That's a joke, but, you know. The whole joke is that Frontier sucks and that Champions is really good, which is hilariously wrong by my standards. I really enjoy Frontier, actually. But the whole joke, yeah, it's like Frontier bad, Champions great, yada yada. Not really any secrets, kind of simple. Got a little bump at the end, so yeah, that's Season 1, Episode 2. Ah yeah, the Callie episode. There's a story to tell this episode, but first of all, this is the day I got my Callie plush, and hilariously, I was cutting grass when it came in the mail, and my dad came by and was like, yeah, I got this thing on the mail. So I was like, okay, open it. And it was the Callie plush, and he was like, what the hell is this? And it was pretty funny, but yeah, other things. This episode is the first appearance of DDD. If you notice, the main room is cleaner now, and the boxes of Transformers are arranged differently, because I had some Siege stuff by then. Of course, there wasn't really any characters yet, and it was a lot of me just finagling around, dicking around, just trying to figure out, hey, what's the funny content I can do? I would have actually loved to do a Swag Quest 1-year anniversary, but I never did. But yeah, this episode kind of is plagued by the camera not focusing on shit, because I was terrible at making stuff focus in the earlier Season 1 episodes, because I was like, vertical video, hee hee. Yeah, let's just do that. But yeah, get her out of the bag and look her over and all that. It ain't much of an episode, to be honest. It's just me opening the bag. It's one that's done really well, though, so I don't know what's up with it. But yeah, it's a simple episode, and I have to say I'm kind of a fan of it just because of how whatever it is. It ain't much, and Season 1, Episode 4 is going to be super boring. I'm probably not even going to talk about it that much, simply because it's a really boring episode that I don't even know why I made it, to be honest with you. Callie episode, pretty good. I like it. This episode sucks. There isn't really any secrets. I was just like, hee hee, what if I made a long video at night where nothing really happens? It was really just an excuse to be like, hey, look, I have a 3DS that's homebrewed and has a funny Family Feud theme. And also Callie's dicking around. But really, I don't have a lot to talk about this episode. It's a lot of Callie just sitting around, petting Swag, and then just kind of sitting there. DDD shows up again, which is funny because I thought he actually didn't show up at all until Season 1, Episode 13, but I was wrong. But yeah, now this is a 3.5 minute long video. I'm not going to talk for 3.5 minutes. But I guess I can cover Swag Quest's introduction. So Swag Quest started off as kind of a similar thing to some shows on YouTube my friends were doing. Specifically, Dandolf's Super Dandolf Super Show and Lord of the Locusts' Snoo in the Noon. Now, I thought both of them were funny, and I was like, hey, what if I made my own content with plushies that I have? And so I did. And that's where Swag Quest Season 1, Episode 1 and 2 come from. And yeah, I enjoyed making them. Then the rest of Season 1 soon followed, and I was like, okay, what if I made an actual plot for this for Season 2, using what I saw with the end of Season 1? And so I did. And so Season 2 happened. It did marginally well. I went for weekly uploads, and it's worked. Then I did shorts, even though hilariously the episodes aren't that short in terms of Swag Quest episodes. But yeah, shorts happened. They're enjoyable. They've been going on for the past like nearly half a year at this point. And now I'll be getting into Season 3 next year. I'll be continuing shorts because Ethan and them won't appear in Season 3. It'll just be Swag and them. So Ethan and them will get the shorts. I'm not renaming it to Ethan Quest, so instead it's still just going to be Swag Quest shorts. But other than that, not much for this episode. I still actually have like a minute and 30 left to talk just to fill in the time for this. I might just cut off some of the video because honestly, there's so much to talk about with Season 1, Episode 4. It exists, it isn't much. It's probably the last of the minimal effort videos. I would say maybe Episode 5 as well, but that's one of the sub-special episodes, and those are always fun. They're fun as hell to do because I just got to go crazy. I'm not doing next one until 50 though, so, you know, off by like 14, 15 subs, but you know, whatever, what can you do? When will there be a secret Season 2 thing? I don't know, maybe episode 100 will cover Season 2 as a commentary. I personally don't think that'll actually happen though, because Season 2 was a lot out of me, and it's just a lot of shit that happened. It's a lot of plot threads that went nowhere, and so yeah, it just ain't much. It really just ain't much. Season 2 was just kind of a whatever season. I wanted to make a plot, but the plot eventually went nowhere, and basically it was just kind of resolved on like one episode or two. There's just several episodes of the Autobots being like, okay, now is the time, and then the Decepticons are also like, oh yes, now is the time. But like, nothing really happens. Ethan just kind of gets out from the whole plot of him being missing. And yeah, it's pretty, actually, it's kind of just sad. Season 3 will have an actual plotline though. I have it all outlined in like a 1,000 word fucking Google Doc. It's crazy. But yeah, other than that, there's still 20 seconds left I have to talk. Jeez, for how long this episode was. For such a nothing episode as well, I'm glad I'm actually able to think of content to talk about just to fill it out. So yeah, it's Season 1, Episode 4. It's really boring. I honestly still don't know what to make of it, so yeah, that's really it. Yeah. Okay, the last of the classic 5, Season 1, Episode 5, the 10 sub special. The first one with background music, and I didn't know how to do background music yet, because the thing is, I didn't edit the videos yet. But yeah, it's a lot of things. You can see Magler there, because originally Magler was going to be a major character in Season 1. You can see Ethan lying there, which hilariously, this is Ethan's first appearance in Swag Quest. For such a major character, he really was just not major from the start of it. It was actually pretty funny how just like little he had an impact on Season 1 until episode 12 and 13, where there was actually a plot for him to go off of. Other than that, yeah, it was really just me being like, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Feel free, yeah, we'll keep going. Yeah, Swag Quest, woo, yeah, baby! Ah, yes, the only episode that wasn't edited by me. I'd like to thank Noco Productions for editing it. He did a pretty good job. I mean, obviously, I edit Swag Quest all myself then, but you can just see how kind of simple it is. It's rather simple in terms of what's happening in it. It's the first episode where characters are characterized, which wouldn't actually be a thing until Season 2. That wasn't going to be the case originally. Originally, Season 1 was going to continue more in this style of story happening. Later on, we'll get a look at Season 1, Episode 7 in the one preview I have in its full entirety of the first scene of the entire Season 1, Episode 7, the original thing. There was also a Season 1, Episode 8 concept, but all I'm really going to show for that is like just a picture of the Google Doc. That was the outline, because I scripted this episode, and Episode 7, and Episode 8. Episode 7 and 8 didn't happen. Then instead, I ended up going on hiatus, I went cuckoo crazy, and yeah. So Season 1, Episode 6 was the first kind of big episode, I guess. It's long. It's not as long as Season 1, Episode 4, actually, but it's got a completely different plot line as well. And it's got, honestly, better transitions than Swag Quest actually does. But that's because the program I use for Swag Quest doesn't have transitions, which Microsoft, please, for the love of God, add transitions. I will beat you to death if you don't. Another thing, this is the only episode where Callie is not voiced by the sound effects, which I didn't learn that you could actually use different parts of it until after Season 2 was done. So Season 2 has the same Callie voice clip every time. Well, nowadays, it goes from different parts of that whole video of Callie voice clips. So it's honestly way better the way it is, and I wish I could redo Season 2 just to fix Callie's voice lines, because it's kind of annoying listening to the same ones every time. But yeah, it's weird. This episode kind of sets up a relationship between Swag and Callie, which would never happen. They are not canonically dating. The entire joke is that it seems like they are, and in you know, season finale, they do kiss for some odd reason. But yeah, also fun fact, Swag's first Season 1 design will not be the same for Season 2. Or Season 3, hilariously. I'm getting a new Quag plush as I talk about this, so that's funny. But yeah, Season 1, Episode 6, pretty good. The only episode not edited by me, hilariously. Break down! Yeah, that's right, time for Episode 7. Recorded several months after because I ended up taking a hiatus just because I was like, episode 7 kind of just, I had no motivation to do episode 7. And yeah, season 1 episode 7, this version, is the current season 1 episode 7. It is what happens. It's me having a dumb, basically a bitch fit, which is hilarious because I said my editor's having bitch fits. Another thing, I always like rewatching these old videos because my Transformers collection is much smaller than it is now, and it continues to get bigger. So it's just funny seeing how small it is at some points because it has been indeed getting bigger since the older videos. There's a lot more figures in both my Siege and my Studio Series collections. But yeah, this episode, not really much. Swag and Callie are just kind of NPCs in this. Well, I have my fun times. But yeah, it's very different stylized compared to how it is now. And hey, look, Dee showed up again. Yeah, that's always fun. It's always fun seeing a character who isn't major yet cameo, and also leg reveal. That's fun. Fun leg. Okay, probably one of my favorite episodes of season 1, Snow Day. I like Snow Day. It's one of the only episodes set outside, and I like the music I picked for it, and I like how, because the story with this one, I recorded it basically right after school. I'm pretty sure I still had my snow clothes, my like snow boots and shit on, because I am fully dressed for the snow. And yeah, it's just me dicking around because there was a good bit of snow, and I just throw plushies into the snow because that's Swag Quest's content back in the day. It's the vertical video syndrome is still a very apparent problem, but it would have been a bitch recording in horizontal. Well, probably, since the main thing is one hand recording. I'm stuck with one hand while I use one other hand to pick up shit. Horizontal recording would kind of stake for the most of the rest of the season. It would be used in a few videos. Red the Tent, and I think episode 12 and 13. Episode 13 definitely. Not too certain about episode 12, but yeah. Snow Day is just one of my favorites because it's just me dicking around in the snow, throwing stuff. It's a simple episode, but honestly one of my favorites. Just because I like doing it. It was a nice episode. It was when I was back to working more consistently on Swag Quest, and it was just a nice episode of me just dicking around in the snow and just ending it by me saying, fuck, it's cold out here. It's great. It's just great. Hey, look, not even like 4 episodes later, and it's the 20 sub special, which is mainly me just questioning how I hit 20 subs, because honestly, like, the thing is, I never expected to hit 20 subs, but now I've just kind of plateaued at like 35, 36, which is a shame, but I'm actually not too mad about it. I'm just glad people are still somewhat watching my content, even if my stuff doesn't get the highest amount of views. I'm glad it still gets content. But yeah, 20 subs, not much, honestly, just kind of another breakdown episode. I call them breakdown episodes because it's just me being an idiot, but yeah, it's just my collection was getting bigger. Keep in mind that this was before Earthrise, so you can hilariously see, like, my, non-Siege figures, my Power of the Primes, and my, like, Figuarts and stuff up there. Nowadays, they're on a completely different shelf that you actually haven't gotten that much of a look at. It mainly happened in my, Gone, like, when I was gone, when there was, like, the 5 Swag Quest episodes that took place in a different location. Now we're back to the normal location, so, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of funny, there's, like, 5 episodes that took place not at my normal location, but yeah, just all that stuff. Hilariously, I think most of those Siege figures aren't even up anymore because I have their newer variants. I have like Earthrise versions for all of them except for probably Soundwave at this point, but I have Sound Blaster up. Haha! Okay, time for probably one of the biggest videos that I ever did at that point. The Red the Tent review. First of all, I had all my Optimuses out, which is hilarious because I had both versions of Siege Prime doing the exact same pose. Then I got the Dark of the Moon Studio Prime, Power of the Primes Optimus, Bumblebee Movie Optimus from the Studio Series, and then the G1. But yeah, this video was pretty big. It was the first one I'm pretty sure I recorded multiple scenes for. And that was actually my first opening of the figure as well. The bag is completely sealed, not even closed. So yeah, it was honestly really interesting. I didn't have an idea for to make the video until after I got the figure, because I was like, well shit, maybe I should make this an episode. So I did. I recorded it all in the day. That was actually my first time piecing it together, and I still have the pieces, but it's actually, I can't put it back together ever simply because I can't. Some of the pieces are completely busted off, joints are busted, and I think I smashed it with a hammer at some point. I keep the head on me because that's hilarious, just having Red the Tent's head. It's canon that Red the Tent dies at some point between this episode and the season finale, because Movie Optimus, which is the first time the Movie Optimus shows up, which is funny because afterwards it was just like the Siege and Earthrise figures that got a look. Season 3 will be different though, in that it'll have movie stuff. If you're on my main Discord server, you can head into the literature room, and go and check out the season 3 outline if you want to. I guess you could ask me for the invite, but I'm probably not gonna post it anytime soon. I like keeping it a bit more private because I don't want random people joining that I don't really know. Currently, it's just open to friends, and I just kind of want to keep shit a little low. But yeah, as for Red the Tent, he's not gonna show back up, partially because he's busted, and partially because he is a bootleg that cost $8. I paid for it with my own money. I do think he is he was a pretty high quality bootleg, but the thing is, bootleg Lego is usually good. Sometimes it breaks easily or doesn't snap together well, but Red the Tent snapped together well, and I honestly enjoy his transformation. He was basically just a one-to-one bootleg of it. Hilariously, you can also see the Fossil Fighters Frontier cartridge on my desk. Now, yeah, it was just kind of there. Yeah, then we skipped to Red the Tent's truck mode, which is the most sorry excuse for a truck I've ever seen. Hasbro really thought that was a good truck mode. It really isn't. Constructbots was just kind of like weird Lego Bunkles. Bionicles, but, Transformers, ooh. But Creo wasn't that great either, honestly. I mean, Creo had some good shit, but it was also plagued by a bit of weird-looking shit sometimes. But yeah, not much really happened in this episode. You can see my Switch cartridge case, because I mainly play my Switch at my desk. Nowadays, no, I have it on the TV, because, well, my laptop is not in that room. It's in a different room, the main room. And yeah, Red the Tent is a good figure. One of my preferred videos for Season 1. Simply because it was the first video I put a lot of effort into. Oh yeah, the New Year's special. Yeah, hilariously, I'm saying this as we're not getting too far from the end of 2020. Yeah, this New Year's thing, I had a lot of hope going into the next year. School was starting to look up a bit for me. I was getting through shit, but hilariously, that's not how this year turned out. Christmas special didn't happen. Neither did the New Year's Day special. There was going to be a Christmas special, but I never actually got to it. Simply because I just didn't know what to do for it. New Year's Day special didn't happen simply because I'm a lazy motherfucker. Yeah, the problem is with earlier Swipe Quest, I was kind of lazy and I just didn't know what to do that much. Nowadays, no, I have somewhat of a plan, even if it's recording latest shit on a Friday night. But yeah, other than that, it's just more Swipe Quest, I guess. But yeah, this was currently one of the most kind of dated because it's specifically set around New Year's Eve. The best time to watch it's New Year's Eve. You'd see that I kind of had plans forming, which is hilarious because it wouldn't be until half a month till the end of season 1 would be done, and then it wouldn't be another 2 months. I went on hiatus for 2 months until season 2, and they canceled after 2 episodes. Swag Star Radio and end up. This is also the first video with an end card, and it's kind of rough in terms of an end card. Season 1, Episode 12, The Ritual, another one of my favorite episodes, specifically because of the absurdity of it. The thing is that this was, I think, the day Byleth came out was revealed for Smash, which was hilarious. Because I was like, oh man, I hope it's good. But main problem with the Ritual, I said 5 things. I put 6. I fucked it up by adding Jazz. And the thing is, someone on Discord keeps hounding me. Bring back Jazz as a villain. Bring back Jazz in some form. I'm not bringing back Jazz. When I bring in the movie Autobots for Season 3, Jazz is not going to be there. But yeah, I fucked up the Ritual, and it ended up, instead of playing Fossil Fires in Smash, it played Fire Emblem in Smash, which is hilarious. The explosion is literally just stolen from YouTube. Oops, simply because, haha, funny explosion, but I do like how it was like, oh my god, explosion, holy shit. And then it just kind of built up into nothing after a few seconds of silence, because I just thought, silence, funny. Just kind of laying there. And then I get up, and it's like, oh no. Oh no, I fucked up. No, Swag is dead. This is the first time Swag and Callie die. I'm pretty sure they haven't died at all again yet. I might make them die again. That'd be pretty funny. Swag, at least. If he needs to get into his new plush form, then he needs to become bigger. But I think by the next short, he'll get his big boy form. So yeah, and then I go into this, and then this is also one of the first appearances of Ethan. As an actual character, not just laying around like a jackass. This is Ethan's first actual character appearance, where he just kind of insults me, because that's who Ethan is, and always will be. Some insulting little shit who does not care about anything other than himself and maybe his friends. But Ethan is just great. I love doing Ethan. I've had Ethan as a character for about 8 years at this point. the earliest known recordings I have of Ethan are from like 2012 on like DSi Sound, and that's just hilarious because Ethan's just been in my life for that long. He's like my fucking Sonichu, I guess. I mean, I've had Swag as a character for 4 years at this point, but Ethan he's got the longevity, man. But yeah, that's it. And so to be continued, which I think was an adaptation of some other drawing, so yeah, that's Season 1, Episode 12, The Ritual. Right, big season finale time. This was the episode I put the most work into for Season 1, and it shows. It's got the first major appearance of DDD as an actual character, instead of just being in the background or doing whatever. Ethan's a major character. It was the start of actually characterizing the characters. But yeah, the whole thing is the Heart of the Cartridges, a plot point that will never be brought up again. Yeah, it's just like a few cards, just like a few other keepsakes of your characters lying around, like Quag's got a card, Callie's got the box copy of Splatoon 1, and then Jazz just has his box, because I don't have much Transformers merch outside of, like, their boxes. I didn't have that much at that point. I have a poster now. It's not up. I took it when I moved, but now I moved back, and I didn't get the poster out. Greg's also sitting on a box of Pokemon Heart Gold. But yeah, the whole thing is, like, we gotta get your cartridges back so we can revive them. This is a plot point that'll never be brought up again. The Heart of the Cartridges was for this episode, and nothing else. This also was the first major appearance of a Transformers character, basically. Other than Red the Tent, I guess. But yeah, it's got a lot of just interesting things. This was a very interesting episode. It was all improv. I actually, except for Season 1, Episode 6, nothing's been plotted so far. It just kind of happens as it goes. But now I am getting some plans. The gears are starting to crank. I want to actually have a consistent plot. But yeah, this is also the first appearance of Optimus Prime as an actual character, with Red the Tent being clearly Red the Dead. Yeah, Red Dead Detention. Yeah. But yeah, Red the Tent's dead. You can hear my terrible Optimus impression. It is not that good. Still is not that good. But yeah, just kind of, you get the first cartridge, and Red the Tent's hands are just holding onto it. You can kind of see my finger just push Red the Tent's hand off. Yeah, now we got DDD scene, and DDD scene is fun because I get to use this fun sovereign anime voice, and absolutely kind of terrible. This is the first appearance of Amiibo actually having a purpose, other than the Callie Amiibo. I have all the Splatoon Amiibo, if you know, except for the recolors of the Splatoon 1 free. But yeah, that was a simple one. And then we get to the one scene that's actually showed up twice in Swag Quest so far. And that's after DD shuts up here. The Ethan versus Soundwave scene. This was in a flashback as well. And was probably one of the first major appearances of a Transformers character actually doing something that impacts the plot, and what actually sets Season 2 into motion for a plot. Since Ethan killing Soundwave ends up creating a ripple effect where basically the Decepticons are trying to kill Ethan because Ethan killed Soundwave. And if you know, this is before Soundwave actually. I started doing vocal filters for the Decepticons, which is hilarious because I don't do that anymore. Instead of recording separate audio, which I did for Season 2 and I think like the first 10 shorts, I just kind of record it all in one take because it's easier for me to do alternate voices instead of just trying to do a cool voice but under a tech filter, and then I don't have to improv it again in Audacity because I just don't have to. That's just not how it is. But yeah, Ethan hilariously questions if killing Soundwave will have any ramifications. That wasn't a joke that I entirely planned because it was funny because, oh yeah, this won't have any negative effects, and then spoilers, it does, because it affects the entire season. Going into the next scene, I completely forgot I did not show off that I got the Fossil Fighters Frontier cartridge, and I only realized that when recording the scene. It's funny because A, Frontier bad, which I think it's actually good, so that's funny, but yeah. The whole reason is me just being like, haha, plot convenience, oh, plot convenience, that's always fun. Don't you always love plot convenience? And another thing, with a lot of Season 1, the OST I took from Fossil Fighters, just because, hey, I like the games, let's use the OST. Nowadays, it's not as much. I really got into a lot of different games and shit for the soundtrack. I hope to use a lot more shit. This one's probably just gonna have the Fossil Fighters 1 multiplayer theme in the background, just for a bit of background audio, so it's not just me droning on and on about this shit. But yeah, other than that, another explosion, another ritual going wee wow wee wee wee, which I think is I feel like it is a parody of Oddworld's when Abe is possessing an enemy, he goes like ew ew ew. Well, I'm going wee like wee 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 wee. So yeah. But yeah, then Swag and Callie are alive, and Jazz is alive, which is funny because, you know, Jazz is canonically dead in the movies. He dies in the first one, which is, I think, why I chose to kill him off of all characters, because he's dead in the first movie, so it'd be funny if he just died. And the thing is, Jazz is not a major character at all. He doesn't even have any dialogue. Yeah, the joke about Megatron is kind of ruined when it just, like, zooms in and it's just blurry as shit. That wasn't planned for it to be blurry as shit, that's just how it ended up, but yeah. Then we get the Swag and Callie kiss scene, which hilariously was described by a friend as a Swag and Callie going at it. Well, originally it was just a Quagsire. It wasn't actually Swag, now it is Swag. But yeah, another thing, as I mentioned, I think in an earlier one, Swag's design has changed every season because I keep getting new Quagsire plushes. I waited specifically until I got the new Quag plush to do Season 2, and now I'm getting another Swag plush, right before I go on to, like, Short 26, and as well as, Short 25, as well as, Season 3. Deity hilariously comments on how he wants to be a major character next season, which would indeed happen. Ethan was bullshitting about whatever, I honestly don't remember. Keep in mind, I have these videos muted while I talk over them, and that's how it'll be in the final video as well. But afterwards, I just kind of lay down, roll around. I really just wanted to close out the season. So, actually, like in the actual episode, I'm just kind of bullshitting at the moment. This entire thing is just me kind of bullshitting and explaining bits about the episodes, because the thing is, there aren't that many secrets to these episodes. Yeah, we get an end card, and that's the end of Season 1. So, that's really all I gotta talk about. I'll let you go with, good old Season 1, Episode 7's preview. The original Season 1, Episode 7.
Hey guys, I called you in because we're gonna find something incredible.
Yeah, what is it?
We're going to find the T-Rex. Hasn't the T-Rex been dead for millions of years? Yeah, but there are rumors that they have suddenly begun to reappear, and we're gonna find them. I could eject Laserbeak to see if we can scout out their location.
Wow, that sounds like a great idea.
Laserbeak. Eject! Beep. While we wait for Laserbeak to find the location, how about we sit around and relax a bit?
Oh god, I have 15 seconds to say goodbyes. Anyways, thank you for checking this out. If you did, like, subscribe, share, all that crap. Yeah, so, see you guys next week. Yeah, see you guys. Seriously, I got, like, for 15 seconds to say this. Fuck!